Yar, welcome to Smarter Than AI.
Doing the pirate voice. Saturday morning spectacular.
Yar. Slow through pirate voice.
Yar. Easily amused.
A moose?
A moose.
It's
a fat cow pirate.
This is Byte number 2 from Smarter Than AI,
yep.
guys.
And,
what's up?
Host, Alex Aquino.
Paul Rottloff.
And Sky, what's up?
Yep. And,
he doesn't have a last name.
No. Saunders. So we found out this week that Nintendo Power is actually going out of business. They're completely stopping. Yeah. So we figured we'd do like a short little, memory, lane kind of deal. Just because when we were kids, you have to understand that like Nintendo Power was the only way to get information on like these Nintendo games because the internet like wasn't a thing. You know what I'm saying?
Did not
like,
exist.
Yeah, like so sliced bread had just come out. So
toasters were big.
Yeah, toasters, yeah. Only because the sliced bread had just recently been developed. So I'll start it off with one of my most favorite memories. Super Mario Brothers 3 launched, and when it did, it was like really near Easter that year. Because you know how Easter is kind of willy fucking nilly, it just jumps all over the calendar like nobody ever knows. But Super Mario Bros. It's true.
We're very religious on this program.
Yeah, I know, right? Seriously. So it had come out, and for the only time in my entire life, my parents, of course, actually wanted me to go to church. I've never gone to church before this, and the day that fucking Super Mario Brothers lands in my hands, they're like, let's go to church. I'm like sitting there the whole time thinking to myself, Jesus Christ, let's just get the hell out of here.
This explains a lot.
Yeah.
I know, right? Like, seriously.
As a kid, you're like, yes, I want to do the complete opposite of what playing Super Mario Brothers 3 was.
Yeah, exactly.
See, you could have had it worse, though. My leg was broken when Mario 3 came out, and I had to lay on my stomach in a full body cast playing Mario 3.
Oh my god.
In my living room.
No, see, you don't get it. You got to play it. He had to go to church.
That's true.
That's true.
That's true, but I had a broken leg.
But, Super Mario Brothers 3 was so jam-packed with, like, secrets and shit that I like, the first time through, I kind of didn't know what I was doing, you know what I'm saying? And that month, Nintendo Power came out, and that was, like, obviously its cover story. And it was just so great to get that in my hands, because not only that, when you're a kid, for me at least, that was the only thing that I ever got in the mail. I didn't get, it's not like they put the bills in my name, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the only thing that I was getting was
birthday cards and
birthday
Nintendo
cards
Power,
and Nintendo Power.
Yeah, Grandma sent me a check for $4.
Yeah. Great.
I'm putting this in the bank.
Yeah.
Thanks, Grandma. You suck.
But
bank days.
I just loved like having it in my hands and being able to like read. Like I would just pore over those pages. Plus,
and the posters.
Dude, the posters.
Posters.
Probably the best parts.
Oh no, the comics. The comics were so
great
good.
too.
Nestor.
The posters were double-sided, so the game on one side sucked.
Like Zelda 2, they gave you the full map one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean that was just the best thing about being a kid, like having Nintendo Power. And if like you were the only one that had it, because like in my particular like like basically you hang out with just the kids in your neighborhood.
Oh no, there was always the one family who the parents would buy it for them, and then there were all the other kids that were like, "Oh, you got Nintendo Power!
Yeah, exactly.
Let me look at it."
Exactly.
Thankfully, I was the one that actually got it.
Me too. So like, I could hand it to my friends and be like, whenever you're done with it, just bring it back, no big deal. So like that was pretty sweet. Like,
oh yeah,
because nowadays you can literally just type in,
Yeah, that was one of the things I was thinking about is how does Brady games still exist now in the day of the internet? Like,
right.
They haven't gone the way of Nintendo Power.
Yeah, but they give you all of that in-depth information before anybody else can give it to you. And come on, they do a really good job.
They do. But and then you think about like companies like EGM, who was around forever, and then they failed, and then watching Nintendo Power go down. I mean, GamePro, yep.
Closed their doors too.
I mean, that's brutal. It sucks. Like,
Yeah.
All these things of like, we are actually like losing things. We are losing bits and pieces of gaming history slowly but surely. And I like physical copies of things. Yes, it's nice to be able to get my Game Informer like sent to me via email. But I like having the.
Oh yeah, no.
I don't want to put my like laptop.
I don't want the digital at all.
No, I want to be able to put it in the back of my toilet tank, so when I take a shit, I can like what I'm saying, read up on the new goddamn information. Like that's just me. I just want to reach back. That's where I keep my porn there too.
You gotta have
that
some
was
material
just
thrown there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That magazine just sold the Super Nintendo for me. Reading through that, and I remember like it was few months before the Super Nintendo came out, and they like broke down everything about Mario World, and just how amazing it was going to be, and just like screenshots and like level maps and everything. And I'm pretty sure I remember that they actually had like they would print it across the page, the actual like level layout.
Yeah.
Like of some of the levels, not all of them.
It'd be like the long landscape.
Yeah. It was like basically like almost like a poster.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it'd be so awesome to have one of those printed of like the first level of Mario World, just all around the wall.
Yeah, use it as like your border. That'd be awesome.
They just that magazine was
fantastic.
Childhood.
Yeah,
I like the stuff along the same lines. At the same time, was that had the hotline you could call in immediately and then get help for something. You're stuck in you have a little kid. Like it was basically like a 1-900 number. For
it was like 1-900, like
$2 a minute.
Yeah, exactly. And it was just
Earthbound.
And it was just like a recording of them, like Metroid, jump again, and go left.
There was some old product placement, like tie-in stuff too. I remember Apple Jacks would have like little secret pads and stuff printed on the inside of the box.
Really?
For like Mario World and stuff like that. And you have to cut open the box and it'd be like this full sheet of, how do you get through this haunted house level? It was like tied to
the other thing I remember too is that with Nintendo Power, they were doing gaming merchandise that didn't suck. They were doing it way before anybody else.
Well, the other thing
they would give you the catalogs, and they'd be like, here's some Killer Instinct Pogs, and here's like a Donkey Kong Country hoodie, and keychains, and all this shit. But it was like
it was be mint nowadays.
Yeah, it was like it was cool shit. It wasn't just here's a T-shirt, or here's the game logo. Like they actually did cool things.
Yeah, well,
they're expensive as hell.
Yeah,
because no one else is doing it.
This is the other thing that I remembered was how fucking god awful some of those advertisements were. But they were so like perfectly 80s. Like it was like a dude in like, of course, like 3D sunglasses, and he had like
and the TV's shooting
lasers at him, and like they're fucking just like, it's so extreme, and you're just like, wow, it's fantastically terrible,
radical,
tubular, wicked.
I mean, there are so many Nintendo games from the Nintendo era alone that you probably would not have beaten until the internet.
Oh my god, dude, I wouldn't have beaten Simon's Quest if it wasn't for that game. I mean, like it was too fucking obscure.
That
Still
magazine
tough to beat that game.
Without it. Yeah, no,
it's a sad day.
And then on top of it, like I really did like the comics a lot. Like Nestor was always really, really funny.
He was based off of, I can't remember the guy's name now. The guy that he was based off of, and then they actually started putting him in the comic with Nestor.
Yeah. I was about
Phil something, I think.
I was about to cue crickets when you said that. Like, and
well, I got but then they did like the Mario comics. They did the Zelda comics. I remember they actually did a collection of the Mario comics.
Yep. And the Zelda one was cool too because it actually like expanded on like Hyrule's like history, which was cool. It wasn't just like straight up canon. It was canon that was like side stuff that you didn't know about.
Now, obviously, they've completely disregarded that.
Yeah.
It's not official Zelda canon.
Yeah, exactly. All right,
but still pretty awesome. We have lost.
Pour one out.
Yeah.
We have wait, can I pour it in my mouth still though?
Yeah.
Well, we want to ruin this carpet.
We have to toast.
All right.
To Nintendo
Power. Thank you for the years of awesomeness. We really appreciate it.
Defining our childhood.
So this is the end of this one. Just gonna have to remind you little things. We were supposed to do this whole thing about the game.
Gearbox on their website has released a 16-bit demake of Borderlands called The Borderlands, 3 separate words.
So go check that game out because it's awesome. We're going to try to do these more at the end of every video.
It's pretty silly, but it's a means to kind of get
cute. It's like a little,
hyped up for Borderlands 2.
Version.
As if you really needed to be hyped up for
I
Borderlands
did not
2.
need to be hyped up, you know what I'm saying?
I was kind of on the fence.
Would have loved to have known about this before we started recording this part.
Oh, sorry.
Fucking walking into this blind. Shit.
That's it.
All right,
We've lost one co-host. No big deal.
That upsets me. Now I'm going to have to cancel my Borderlands pre-order because I was on the fence and then that upset me.
No, whatever.
Yeah.
All right. Well, don't forget, follow us on Twitter. Check us out, smarterthanai.com. STAI Pod. We have a new designer now, Ryan Schmeggy.
Facebook. Don't forget
Facebook, of course.
Schmeggy.
That's his name. That's his last name. That's our new designer. So you're going to be seeing lots of logos and actually probably some products soon where you guys can purchase and whatever.
Hopefully.
So, all right. Well, thanks. And podcast now. 3, 2, 1, throw it.
You got the power.